of James's reviews for Rocky for the Sega Master System. It says on the cover, it just says double the mega power.
Yeah.
And you're like, of what?
Double the mega power.
What? Of Rocky?
What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I never found out the answer to that one.
Oh, man.
James, are you ever going to review one of my favorite consoles of all time, the TurboGrafx 16?
What?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Ooh.
What is that?
I don't know which game, though, but...
Oh, they were all pretty terrible, so I think anyone you pick...
bad.
Well, yeah, it was one of the first 16-bit consoles, so I remember when it came out, you know, I wanted to be cooler than all my friends, and I screamed, I was like, you know, Dad, I gotta have a TurboGrafx 16. The ads were all, you know, in every magazine, they all look so cool, and I finally got it for, I think, my birthday that year, and it was the shittiest console ever.
So disappointing when you would get a shitty game.
About it, though, was that they had, like, the games were, like, on these little, like, memory card sort of things, so they were, like, you know, they weren't, like, cartridges and they weren't CDs, they were just these little cards, and you could just, you know, you can store a lot of them because they're so small.
Yeah, it's kind of like a giant memory stick sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had the Atari, was it the 800 computer, and
wow.
I played Star Raiders. That one was a cool game back in like the early 80s. Oof.
Yeah.
Played Star Raiders. It was it looked really cool, and they didn't have to do much, just make a star field, so that didn't take much as far as graphics go, and it was kind of a first-person thing, which was pretty cool. Aside from looking at side-scrolling, like, fucking pixels.
Oh, side-scrolling sucked. I was at Atari.
Yeah, I never had any of the Atari computers. They have the Atari Jaguar, which was like one of their last efforts.
Yeah, the Jaguar.
I was old school Atari, and you had to become an electrician to play the games because the stupid joystick would break so many times. You'd replace it, and then that got expensive, so you start taking the thing apart and try to, you know, fix it yourself.
Or just stick a pen in there. If the thing broke up, you stick a pen in there. And
now this is more breaking the connection, so like all of a sudden you can't go right anymore. So then you're a kid, you're like, maybe I could like beat the game by not going right. I don't know. I'll try to figure this out.
I remember my uncle had ColecoVision, and like, that was like one of the first video game consoles I was exposed to. I remember the joystick. It looked like a cell phone. Like, it had all these buttons. There was a pound sign on it, and I'd never played a game where I had to use the fucking pound sign. And I to this day, I still have no idea what you use those buttons for.
Hey,
hey, sometimes it was hard just to get the game to start on like the ColecoVision because you're supposed to hit some number combination or something. I don't know.
All right.
What's that?
Hey, Chad from Jersey writes, ask him about the Bible games he reviewed. Are there Bible games out there?
Yeah, actually, it was kind of the same deal with, you know how, like, you know, third-party software, you know, companies would start making games for a system, but, like, you know, for Atari, like, they did all the porn games, but Nintendo had more of a, like, you know, would put their foot down on that sort of thing, but there was still a company called Color Dreams. I think they changed it to Wisdom Tree, and they were making all these, like, Christian games, but they were, like, illegal because they were being made for the Nintendo when they weren't supposed to be. So they made all these Bible games, and there was, like, there's Bible Adventures, which has, like, 3 games in it, and there's, one is, it's like Noah, and you're just, like, carrying the animals to the ark. And then there's one where you're, like, trying to carry baby Moses. And then, the most ridiculous thing, though, of all, was, you remember Wolfenstein? Like, you know, with the first-person shooter game?
Yeah.
Well, they took the same engine for that game, and they made a Noah game out of it on the Super Nintendo. It's called Super Noah's Ark 3D. And you're basically Noah going around in an ark just shooting a bunch of goats. And it's weird because, like, wasn't Noah supposed to bring, like, 2 of each animal? Like, why? Like a whole bunch of murderous goats.
That's ridiculous.
That's so ridiculous.
And I like the production value of your reviews have really stepped up in some of the more recent months. Have you gotten sponsored by game trailers?
Yeah. I mean, the first ones, like, I was, you know, it was just sort of one thing I do. Like, you know, I'm a movie buff and, you know, indie filmmaker, but that was just, like, one little thing I did as a joke. But since then, as this thing has just kept getting more and more popular, I've been putting more into them. But I also do them really quickly. Like I pretty much, on average, put one out every 2 weeks.
Wow.
So I do them really quickly, but as much as I can with the time, I definitely try to step it up as much as I can.
You got a regular job?
Yeah, I mean it's all kind of like all freelance stuff. So I just do a bunch of different things. I'm an editor for dvideography.com, and I have a DVD out, so you can buy the Angry Nerd DVD at screwattack.com.
At what.com?
Screwattack.com.
Screw Attack.
And yeah.
Okay.
And your website is
on
is cinemassacre.com, correct?
Yeah, my personal site is cinemassacre.com. That's cinema and massacre put together. You can watch all the videos on gametrailers.com, and you can see the nerd site at angryvgnerd.com, and that's where you can see an updated list of all the nerd videos up to date.
Are you still the 9th most subscribed video channel on YouTube?
It's at 8 now.
Nice.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Nice.
You found
Working
a nice
your
niche
way
for
up.
yourself.
You certainly did.
All right. Well, we've been meaning to talk to you for a while because your videos have definitely been entertaining all of us.
Oh, that's awesome, yeah.
So
You play Call of Duty?
Call of Duty, no, I actually played a little bit, but no, I haven't really gotten to go into that much yet.
It rocks.
you should try to review some of the newer games just for a goof.
Oh, yeah.
And try to find something ridiculous about them.
Oh, there are some bad ones out there.
Or we might have to wait 20 years and then
Yeah.
and then they'll look ridiculous.
Yeah, like in the Christmas Carol video I just did, it's like I do like the Three Ghosts, Christmas Past, and all that, and I go to the future, and I'm an old man playing the Wii. So maybe when that actually happens, I'll really start doing it. If I'm still doing this thing, then
The Wii.
Very good.
yeah.
All right, man.
Well, thanks for calling our show today, sir.
All right, thanks for having me.
And continued success. Plug one of the many websites one more time. Which one you want to plug the most?
Which one I want to plug? Gee. Well, I guess watch the videos on Game Trailers.
Game Trailers.
That's where
Okay.
they're at.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, James. Thank you so much. Continued success for you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right. There he goes, James. The
Video
angry
game
video game nerd.
He's into his video games, you know.
What's wrong?
Just saying. Into his video games. Not the most talkative guy when he's not on the.
I had a feeling that was going to happen too, because every time I had to talk to him on the phone, I would try to have a dialogue, and he would just be like, "Okay."
Yeah, Danny really piggybacked that one, I gotta say.
Like when he talks on his reviews, he's really, he's going at it.
Very animated.
Yeah, that's what was so surprising to me, because he's so outgoing and creative with these videos. You figured he would just be able to spew out anything, without a problem. And then you get him
like, so yeah, the video game, and you reviewed that. You reviewed that one, and it was pretty slow moving. And yeah. All right.
Yeah, at least it wasn't, confrontational.
Yeah, that would have been a little awkward.
When you're a radio host and you ask a pretty involved question and the answer is yeah, it puts you in a weird position.
Because, you need a little more time to think up the next question.
Right.
So when you just get a you kind of go, oh, I should have had another question.
We still like James.
I'm gonna
He might have been a little nervous.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to check out some of his, because I know he's done other interviews, with websites and stuff like that. But I think he might have just been intimidated because of the show.
Oh, no.
I mean, he's a fan.